I've been using Lightroom for years now, genuinely. It's the first app I open after I come back from a shoot, and it's what I use to make most of my editing. And yet, I do have real problems with it. Not this button is in the wrong place kind of problems. Actual legitimate reasons that should make you think before you commit to a Lightroom and Adobe subscription. So today, 5 reasons why you should not use Lightroom from a Lightroom user. First reason, and the most obvious one, the subscription that never ends. For someone using Lightroom for years and years, as I am, the subscription is extremely annoying. Why I could buy another app for a few $100 and I would have it for life. As you probably know, you need to pay about $100 to $200 a year, each year, to have access to Lightroom. If you stop paying, you don't actually lose the catalog, but you lose the possibility to edit any photo on that catalog. So the catalog just becomes useless. And it's probably one of the most important reasons for which people do not just quit paying and find another software. It's because all of the photos they've accumulated in that catalog. So if you're new and you don't yet have a Lightroom account, maybe you should consider buying another software rather than paying endlessly for Adobe. Second reason, the presets. While I do like the idea of presets, and I do use them sometimes, as I already said in previous videos, for inspiration on what the photo could look like, I think that presets contribute largely to the overlooking of editing and making every single photo look exactly the same and with the same style. I think editing is supposed to be tailored to each photo, allowing the photographer to share his vision. There's so many people using these that most of the photos you see online that are edited with presets just look the same. I don't think it's inherently bad, I just believe it's kind of overused. Now, reason 3 kind of goes against something I've said before. I said that editing was part of the process. But my reason 5 against Lightroom is that it makes people think that they can fix everything in the post-production phase. And they could. But personally, even though I do use the fixing of my images, I don't think it really teaches you how to shoot better, knowing that you could just fix what you missed in post-production. If you're enjoying this, a like helps and a subscribe even more. I'm still a very small channel, so every new subscriber really makes a difference. Thank you, and back to the video. The fourth reason is linked to a very specific use case, tethering. If you don't know what that means, tethering is when you connect your camera to your computer and shoot using the computer. This is used for portrait photography in studio or when you need to do multiple exposure or very sort of complex shoots. Now, this is not for most people, even though portrait photography in a studio is relatively common. You should know that for tethering specifically, other apps like Capture One are better than Lightroom. And at the same time, Capture One can be bought and you can pay once and not have the subscription model that Lightroom has. So if you use tethering a lot, go for Capture One, not Lightroom. You'll only pay once and you'll have better tethering. And for our fifth and final point, it's that Lightroom is basically overkill and also a bit overexpensive, linking to our first point. For most people, and even for me, you don't need to pay that much to have this app, where there is a lot of other free options or paid but single payment options that work similarly, and you probably wouldn't see the difference if you picked another over this one. Now, as I said, I have my whole catalog in there and I'm used to it, so I keep using Lightroom. But if you're new and you don't already use Lightroom, maybe you should go for something else and not fall into this trap that will keep you paying for Lightroom, even though you could use something else instead. But yet, I still use Lightroom and I still pay for it. And that is for multiple reasons, including the catalog issues, but also simply Photoshop. I love using Photoshop, and it's really simple to edit photos in Lightroom, then Photoshop. You can quickly send the photos from one app to the other. And when I pay for Photoshop, I get Lightroom. So I'm not actually paying for Lightroom directly, I'm just getting it inside the same pack of Photoshop. I know there are other alternatives to Photoshop that are free or less expensive, like GIMP, for example, which is free. But I've gotten used to using Photoshop and I love it. So I get Lightroom with it and I just won't switch from Lightroom because, well, Photoshop's there. If you have an opinion about this subject or would like to add any other pros or cons to Lightroom, leave them down in the comments. I'd be really interested to read them. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe and see you in the next one.